guys, welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy V. Last time we learned level 3 Flare much earlier than we were intended on learning it. In fact, you don't normally get access to it without cheesing with the combination of a Phoenix Down and a Dragon Fang in order to get access to Reflect earlier, unless, you don't get access to that spell until much later in the game. And the reason why we had to use it at all is simply because I have nothing to do with you, so have you attack. Is simply because level 3 Flare cannot be targeted anywhere other than on the enemy. Let's finish you off with a Drain Kiss here. I have nothing else that I can do to damage you with, so let's finish you off. Now, if you're still a level multiple of 2, you can bounce level 2 Old off yourself, and hopefully... No, that is not the right one. Let's try that again. We want to get it on Golf. He's the only one with learning at the moment. And of course, Reflect wears off in about half a second, because why wouldn't it? I just did this and I'm already forgetting. There we go. Dragon Arm. So yeah, cast Reflect on the target. You can't target your party members with level 2 Old or level 3 Flare, so you have to bounce it off in order to get it. There we go. And we got it on the person we wanted, so we learned level 2 Old. These guys are trickers. They can also cast level 4 Quarter in battle. They do that normally. In order to get level 2 Old out of them, or level 5 Doom, you need to control them in order to get it, and of course be a multiple of level 2. Now, at the end of the last episode, we were level 24. Now, the reason why I wanted to be level 24 when we got here is because if you haven't learned level 4 Quarter, you can learn that. You can learn level 2 Old, and you can learn level 3 Flare, all at that same level. So it's very effective if you're coming in here just to learn all of those things right off the bat. I got level 4 Quarter earlier on, so I didn't have to worry about that. But if you missed it, then you can. You get it now. So yeah, level 5 Doom, level 3 Flare, level 4 Quarter, and level 2 Old. All the level multiple spells. We've only got 6 left, so not all that many left to go. But we got some of the more difficult ones, and level 3 Flare is really good. It only costs 18 MP. If the enemy is a level multiple of 3, we can cast Flare, end level spells at this point in the game. And we're probably about, maybe a little past the halfway point. So that's really nice. As you can see, I am level 26 now. I have done a bunch of the grinding that I said I was going to do, and that includes getting access to one of the flame rings. Now, when I checked, the other treasure chest contained 2 yellow dragons, so I want to show that off next. But also note that I have 4 wall rings here. That's just going to save me a bunch of money later on in the game, and it's nice to have it right now anyway. Other than that, yeah, I'm going to run back up to the second chest, the one we got the gold hairpin out of. And once we go there, if we still get battle with 2 yellow dragons, then I will show that battle. Okay, we're back, and this is the treasure chest where we got the gold pin in the last episode. This time it has yellow dragons in it. Yellow dragons hurt. You have to be very careful, or you're going to be very dead. Now, first things first, as I mentioned in the last episode, 8500 HP, absorbs lightning, can drop a coral ring. First things first, let's get somebody revived here. Get the full reviving, because I need as much HP as I can manage. And control, if at all possible, try and control 1. Now, they are susceptible to gravity, so Deathclaw, if you're lucky, might go through. There we go. And these are the easy ways of dealing with them. Ouch! So let's hit him, since he's down to almost no HP left after the Deathclaw. There we go. Whew! That's a little on the scary side. I have unequipped the bone mail for this fight because, ow! And if you control them, they have access to Quake, which doesn't do very much. They absorb Thunder. Fight's no good, so let's use Hurricane. Hurricane will reduce HP to critical, allowing us to... Okay, that works too. I'll explain how the dancing knife works, which is what he's equipped with, in a little bit. But anyway, and with that, we gain some more levels. And we learn a couple of useful things. We get a gold hairpin, so I'm going to give that to you. Actually, I'm going to be changing your job up. So now that I've gotten level 5 with White Mage and with Summoner, I don't really need those job classes anymore. Pretty much the last level with both of them are useless abilities that I don't really need. So what I'm going to be doing is putting on Dimension Magic with Combine and give you back your healing staff. The Flame Ring only really helps if you know kind of what situation you're going up against. So actually, I'm going to double check something before we hit the boss fight coming up. But something just actually occurred to me. I hadn't looked into it yet. So I'll still get you, and we're going to put you back as a Black Mage, get you leveled up, and we'll have Blue Magic as your secondary ability there. And yeah, Guardian Knife, Gold Pin, and another Elf Cape. You don't need Steel anymore. Go on Caution. Now, here's an interesting combination. The Flame Ring will absorb fire elemental damage. The Bone Mail makes you weak to fire, so you'll actually absorb a good amount, and it kind of counteracts some of the aspects of the Bone Mail by equipping them both together. Now, I'm heading up to a boss fight shortly, so I'm going to go for the offensive route, but having the high defense could be helpful in some of the more random battles, but in the boss fight, not so much. And you don't need control anymore, so we'll give you double grip. And let's see here, give you that strength robe back, and that should be good. Alright, so there's one more encounter that I haven't shown off in this area, and he is encounterable on this floor, only outside as far as I'm aware. So let's see if we can run into him. There we go, Ziggurat. Now, this guy has a Partisan, I believe it's called, and it is a new lance. It's actually slightly more powerful than the one that we were able to have access to before, the whatever it was called. I can't remember, top of my head. Drain Kiss on you. And he's dead. Now, that guy has 420 HP auto float, so can't use Earth Elemental damage on him. And let's see, what other notes do I have in here? It's a rare steel for the Partisan with no common steel, so you can sit there and try and steal it all day. He only appears on the top couple of floors outside, as far as I'm aware. He is immune to Toad and Minnie, if you care. Those are the only things he's immune to. A lot of the enemies around here aren't immune to very much. So, anyway. Now that we've got that set up, I am going to heal up again, use a tent, change my job classes, and we'll move on to the end of the area. Okay, we're back. I'm not going to go over my setup too much because, as with a lot of bosses, this is going to be kind of a dry run here. So, let's head up to the top here. You don't think we're going to be able to blow something out without a boss fight, do you? Come on! This is Final Fantasy V. We get boss fights no matter what we do. There's actually a lot of boss fights in this game. Every time we have an objective, there's pretty much a boss fight. Ah, so you turned it off. That was anticlimactic. There we go. Let's blow it up. That darkness does not look good. And who are you? Atomos! Oh, we don't see you for a while after this, do we? Now, this guy's strategy is a real pain in the ass, and that sucks because I needed you alive in order to do stuff, so don't do that, please. Let's, well, you know what? Let's show something off. Combine. If you want to completely nerf this guy, we will do what is known as the Kiss of Blessing glitch. Maiden's Kiss, Revivify. What this does, as I mistakenly demonstrated before, is it will inflict haste, image, and berserk on the target. But the thing is, he's immune to berserk. It bypasses berserk immunity for some reason. and I missed because he's got image on. So, yeah, we'll get the miss there, and then we can actually attack him. Now, there's a few ways you can take this guy down. He's level 80 by default, but if you use Dark Shock on him twice, it'll end up rounding him down enough so that we can cast Haste on you so this goes faster. But we can end up getting through this boss fight really quickly because Atomos has 19,997 HP. Don't know why it's so exact, but it is. Where's Dark Shock one more time? But yeah, the other thing that will happen is if you use level 5 Doom, that also bypasses status immunity. He is immune to instant death, but if you lower his his level enough, you can Doom him and he dies. You can also completely nerf him and then beat him up with pretty much anything when you're fighting him with the Kiss of Blessing. Kiss of Blessing, yes. Kiss of Blessing Glitch on him. So that works on pretty much any enemy in the game. Now, I believe both of these tricks were nerfed after the Game Boy Advance version came out. So Game Boy Advance version and the mobile ports and likely the Steam port as well. Those strategies will not work there anymore. So we need another cheap strategy in order to take him down. Give me a moment. Okay, we're back. Now, he's always going to start off the battle with Comet, and as I was starting to talk about before, his strategy when it comes to this fight is to just cast Comet until somebody is dead, and from there, he's going to suck them in like this, and eventually he will pull them all the way in, and he'll eliminate them from battle permanently. So, while he's pulling them in, he won't do any attacks, so that's your opening to try and take him down. If you want to do things that way. You don't. Nope. I want one Phoenix down and a potion. Now, if you want to stop him from doing pretty much anything, he is susceptible to exactly one status effect. Sleep, assuming it hits. That it did not hit. That's not going to help matters. But the interesting thing is he won't even attack you if, he won't do anything. He won't wake up from sleep if you cast on him for some reason or another. Nope. I am running out of Phoenix Downs at a very rapid rate here. So let's see if we can get sleep on him here real quick. There we go. Now he won't wake up. Now the ideal way of doing this, because now you can't use any physical attacks, is to turn everyone into black mages or everyone into summoners or something like that, so that you have some way of dealing a whole whack ton of damage with all your characters that won't wake him up. Things like Drain Kiss, Titan, that kind of thing, right? Titan does decently. You could throw your scrolls if you wanted to. Basically, that's the idea. I have another setup that I want to attempt on this fight that makes use of the sleep ability, but doesn't leave him stuck in sleep. Like, I'll throw fast forward on. He doesn't wake up. He takes forever to wake up if he wakes up at all. So I'm going to not abuse the crap out of this too much because Atomos is one of the most difficult fights in the entire game, regardless of level, because his Comet just does such a wide range of damage and hurts like hell. So anyway, I'm going to try one more setup and we will see you in a moment. Okay, this will be the actual attempt at the boss fight, and of course my strategy died in the first hit. Now, I don't really have any healing set up in this case because it doesn't really affect us all that much because he can deal so much damage and he gets so many comets in that it's hard to stay alive regardless. So what I'm going to be doing is I am going to revive first. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up sleep just long enough so that I can get my things all set up, if it works, which it didn't. So you can kill Ferris, that's alright, as long as you don't kill anybody else. So I'm going to use Magic Sword here, and I'm going to set up Sleep Sword. Now, what this does is it means all my normal attacks now have the ability to put the enemy to sleep. hoping that this strategy means I don't end up running out of Phoenix Downs, because I should not have so few at the moment. Now, Golem won't work because that only protects you against physical attacks, so we're just going to rely on Titan as our primary source of damage here. And then hopefully I get a turn off. I do not. And so Sleep is going to go on our attack there. But what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to leave him in perpetual sleep. I'm going to keep waking him up all the time. It's just going to be my way of kind of crowd controlling him so that I can deal enough damage to actually kill him at a reasonable pace and still not die myself. And I'm already in trouble. Well, there goes the last Phoenix down. Let's put him back to sleep here. Now, you can leave here if you need to and go buy more things. I'm going to kind of wait on my turn here since I have the option to do so. And there we go. We'll just deal a little more damage to him. It's somewhat of a cheap strategy in order to take him down this way, but there's not really anything else you can do to deal a lot of damage to him really fast without sacrificing one of your characters. The other option is to have somebody dead, leave them dead until he sucks them half the way across the screen while damaging them, and then revive him at that point. Now, one of the most difficult boss fights in the game, and there are lots of ways to kind of nuke him in the way that I've shown. The sleep trick, as far as I know, is the only one they didn't kind of kill beyond the Game Boy Advance version. So if you're playing a different version of the game, then, you know, you can take a look at that and see what other options you have access to. You get a guaranteed dark matter for defeating him as well. But anyway, yeah, that's that fight. I could show a longer attempt at the fight, but really it would just be a longer attempt of me trying to revive, you know, only so often and not end up dead because of it. So anyway, that's pretty much all there is to show there, or anything I want to show. Anyway, we've destroyed it. Let's see how Zez is doing. Uh-oh. Oh, that's not good. Resistance is futile. Get out quickly. The built-up energy will swell and explode. Everything explodes. Ah. Sounds like a great idea. Let's get the hell out of here. Oh, you'll catch up with me. You guys go first. Okay, what's going on here? I don't like this idea of splitting out the party. And I guess they jump together and fall like rocks. Zeza signing off. It's not the first time someone sacrificed themselves for our journey and for our ability to protect the crystals. But this is probably the closest person to the plot to do so. Now, I don't think we've known Zeza, kind of funny there, but I don't think we've known him long enough to be, you know, to really have this sad music. But I'm not sure. It's definitely not a happy moment, that's for sure. So let's go wait by the sub. Now, I'm not exactly sure how we're getting back to the sub, unless I guess we land inside the tower and walk back down, even though it's blowing up. considering the sub's already underwater. But we'll leave the logic of how we got back alone. Not sure how much of that tower actually blew up. Now this scene is time-based. There's not really anything we can do. We just have to wait it out. Eventually, Gullif will realize what's happened, drop his head, and admit defeat. Might be able to get to Gil's cave. I'm aware that in some of the other translations it's Ghido, Ghido. Gil was the name I just happened to remember at the time when I recorded the previous episode when we met him, talked about him. I always liked the name Gil. I was trying to find a nice clip of Gil or Giru, depending on the translation, from Dragon Ball GT, just to throw in there to remind people of something they probably didn't want to be reminded of, and I couldn't find a good clip. Oh well. And with that, we have access to the submarine now. Now, if we press the A button, we can surface, go, and we can land pretty much anywhere. And from here, we can do a little more exploring. That'll have to wait until next time. Do note that at any point now, we got a little bit of free range. We can go back to some areas. We can go forward with plot. We can do some side areas. So there's a little bit of exploration we can do about now. But anyway, that's all for this one, and I'll see you guys next time.